Welcome back to Arts Talk Online. It's January 11th. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2012. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
How are you, Jennifer?
I am relaxed from my vacation.
Fresh back from Hawaii.
Yes, and missing the beach, let me tell you.
The one nice thing, though, is we decided to shoot this show at Salisbury Greenhouse in Sherwood Park, which is awesome because it's very tropical. Try to make you think you're still in Hawaii.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Even though the weather here has been great.
I was kind of hoping that while I was gone, it would be, minus 30 so that I would get to rub in my awesome holiday even more and really enjoy it. But I'm glad that it was kind of mild for you guys, I guess.
She says she guesses. So anyway, we've got a lot of great shows coming up in the new year. We're going to spend a lot of time shooting at different locations. So whether we shoot here, such as Salisbury Greenhouse, we're going to be here for a couple of weeks. Then we're going to move on to 2 or 3 different other locations. Rather than shooting in the studio, we thought we should get out and show different areas and places around the area. So we wanted to get out and do that for you. As usual, we'll be on every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And a reminder, if you have any events or anything that you would like to talk about on Arts Talk Online, please email us at info@artstalkonline.com so we can talk about your event on the show, and or maybe you want to come on the show and speak about it. We want to get that viewership up and really get this show out there.
Yeah, do you have any resolutions for 2012?
Any New Year's resolutions, that's what everybody talks about, and the big one, of course, seems to be fitness.
Yes.
And actually, I do have a personal trainer, which I've just put into place.
Oh.
So we just got a plan and everything. Yesterday, actually, I received the plan and everything emailed to me, so we're going to start working on that. And the neat thing, actually, I understand, is we have, normally we have Mary Lou Drachenberg, who does a segment for us, but she's not going to be available for these next couple of weeks, so we actually have somebody coming in to talk about fitness.
Yes, my very good friend James Bruce is here today. He is a firefighter and a boxer and a personal trainer, and I was really hoping that his segment would be a shirts off segment, but somebody didn't think that was a good idea. But he's going to be talking about your diet and what's appropriate to be
your
eating.
diet.
Your diet. What you absolutely want to give up while you're trying to reach your goal resolutions for weight loss or health. And I'm really looking forward to it. So.
And of course, don't forget, we have Lee Conrad back with us to do his segments and review some films for us, which is excellent. The nice thing also is Lee is actually going to be on the show today.
That's exciting.
So
much time with Lee today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about his directing career and some of his fan films that he's done, and a feature film that he's been working on over the past year or so.
Which I think is going to be awesome. I heard the cast in that film was amazing.
And I heard you were in that cast. Is that why it's so amazing?
I heard you were in that cast too.
I wasn't going to toot my own horn, but yeah, I was in that cast also. So anyway, we've got a great show coming up today. And again, thank you to Rob Spruill and Salisbury Greenhouse for this wonderful environment to shoot in on January 11th, 2012, inside where it's nice and warm. So we would like to move on and get ready to, I guess, talk to James.
Yes.
And find out a little bit more about fitness for 2012 and dealing with those New Year's resolutions. We'll be right back in a moment.
Hi, this is James Bruce, and I'm Jennifer Boudreau, and I'm so excited to help everybody with their weight loss goals or their healthy goals for 2012. So James is here to talk to us a little bit about how to change your diet, what to give up, and what to eat more of in order to maintain that healthy body that you want this year. Right. So what are the top 3 things, would you say, that you want to cut out of your diet?
Well, before you actually start looking at what to cut out, you want to make sure that you're not going to overcomplicate it, right? So basically, with your diet, when you're eating, you want to just use moderation, right? So all those Christmas treats, you might want to take those to the office, share them with the rest of your coworkers, kind of get rid of them, right? If they're sitting around, you're going to be eating them all day long, right? You're going to keep on picking at them. So the idea is to portion and eat more meals a day with healthier foods. So opt for healthier choices.
Okay. Well, that sounds doable. Minus the sharing. I don't share particularly well. So what is if we don't want to cut anything out of our diet, then is what you're saying, we want to just moderate everything?
Exactly, yeah. You want to try to eliminate as much of the fatty processed foods and sweets and so forth as you can. When you're portioning your dinner plates, your proteins shouldn't be the whole plate, right?
Oh.
It's important to have a lot of proteins, but you want to have your vegetables should be the majority of your plate.
Okay.
That's going to keep the calorie content down. So if you were to fill half your plate with your vegetables, say a quarter of it with your starchies, maybe your potatoes or whatever starchy carb pasta, something like
Okay.
that, and then the rest is protein.
Are there proteins that we should stay away from or that we should eat more of?
You definitely want to stay more to fish and white meats, but occasionally pork, red meat, that sort of thing is fine. So.
Okay, what about crab with, say, lots of butter?
The crab is good for you, the butter not so much.
Okay. That's cool. And what about pastas and wheat products and those?
Yeah, you want to stay more to a whole grain. The more
Okay.
processed the food is, the less good it is for you. So if you can stay to a multigrain pasta, that's great. Again, portioning is the key. You don't want a big heaping plate full of it. You want to
Okay.
keep it a little bit light, have the salad in there, and of course your protein. So
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. Before we go, did you want to show off your abs? So
I'll just have to take our words for it.
Just take. Oh, okay. Well, thank you again, James
Yeah.
Bruce. He's a firefighter, a boxer, and a personal trainer here in Edmonton. So if you have any more questions for Jamie, email us at info@artstalkonline.com, and we'll get back to you. Welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I'm Jennifer Boudreau,
I am Bill Roberts.
and thank you so much, James. It kind of sounds like all my favorite foods I have to cut out of my diet.
That's what it sounds like, and I know that's
Yeah.
the thing with, as mentioned, now that I have a personal trainer on board, I'm going to have to be doing the same thing. So it's
Yes.
kind of timely to have James talk about those things for us, so
Mm-hmm.
understand what we're going to be dealing with over the next few months.
I found back in the day when I was trying to lose a bunch of weight too that changing my languaging really made a difference. Instead of saying that I wanted to lose weight, I changed it to wanting to release weight because subconsciously I think I would try to find something again after I lost it. So that might be something helpful to all you people that have made that one of your resolutions this year.
Yeah, that's a great term, because I think if you think about losing weight, you put too much pressure on yourself, and then you
Yes.
don't do it. It just becomes too
Exactly.
stressful at that point. Anyway, Lee Conrad is coming on set to
Yes.
join us, so he'll be with us right away. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I am Bill Roberts, your co-host. Again, as I mentioned at the top of the show, if you have any events or anything that you do want to talk about on the show, please email us at info@artstalkonline.com. With me is Lee Conrad. Welcome, Lee.
Hi, Bill. It's
How
good
are
to
you?
see
It's good to see you. Of course, everybody recognizes Lee as he does our film review segments for the show. And we wanted to have Lee on because Lee is also an actor, a director, a writer, a improv artist, you name it, Lee, and he does all different types of voices. You know, you can do just about it all, Lee.
And just a jack of all trades, really.
He is a jack of all trades. So, first of all, Lee, tell me a little bit about what got you into wanting to do this. What did you want? Acting, writing, directing, filmmaking.
Well, it really stems from one film-going experience. I went and saw the film Willow for the first film that I got to see on my own when that was released in '88, and that film sparked my imagination in wanting to get involved with it. The one that really solidified it was Tim Burton's Batman. And from that point on, I couldn't wait to get my hands on a camcorder in order to shoot something. So basically since junior high, I've been playing around with making movies.
That's awesome. And I understand you made a fan film that was based around the Halloween series.
That's right. Actually, there was two of them. In '96, I was approached by Des Shaw after his disenchantment with Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. He felt, I can make a better movie than that. And because I was already taking courses in television arts and working with camera equipment and things of that nature, and I had my own camcorder, he approached me and says, look, over the course of the summer, let's just shoot a fan movie, our own sequel to Halloween, which he called The Offspring. So we shot that, and once I got into college, I cut it together there. And we had a 60-minute feature to play with there. Again, he wanted to test the water some more, and so as we got more up-to-date gear, we did a follow-up to that fan film called Halloween Inferno. And that's the one that's gotten us notoriety in the Halloween fan circles. It was mentioned in the documentary 25 Years of Terror about Halloween. It was featured in 2003 at the Pasadena Convention.
Wow, nice.
And it was hailed as one of the best fan films of that year, and is still considered to be the best Halloween fan film, at least from what I understand. it's gotten notoriety all over the web. So
Fantastic.
That's where my 15 minutes of fame comes in, I guess.
Now, is there a specific genre that you prefer to work in?
Well, thus far, I mean, it's primarily been horror, but I wouldn't mind trying to tackle something a little more comedic. In fact, my first, I guess, official recognition was in '94 with a student film called The New Adventures of Captain Mesmo and Hypno Boy, which I did with Diego Ibarra and Stan Wu, and we submitted that to a portion of. There was a subdivision from Local Exposure, Local Heroes, the film festival here in Edmonton. They had a subdivision called Local Exposure where
I remember that. Yes.
you could submit your own home movie. So we submitted a 5-minute segment of our 17-minute short and won Most Promising New Talent of 1995 for that. So got a little mock Oscar statue sitting at home to represent that award. And that was a comedic spot. It was a spoof. It was. In the tradition of the 1960s Batman Adam West series type of thing, with a twist of Weird Al Yankovic humor in there. So we thought maybe we could make more and build upon that, but unfortunately, life gets in the way. You start tackling different things, and but still, I consider that a major achievement in terms of really solidifying the type of work that I want to do.
I've seen some clips of it. It's hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's a great little series. So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to be behind the camera directing? Do you prefer be on camera?
It depends on what. As long as it's one or the other. I don't necessarily like doing both.
Yeah.
I got involved in one project where I had to be behind the camera as well as in front of the camera. I was the director of cinematography, but I was also an actor, and the role wasn't a small one. It was actually a fairly prominent one in the movie, and I couldn't get around the idea of trying to be in both spots. It was very stressful. Unless I've got a really firm emotional attachment to the project, I'd rather prefer just to be on one side or the other.
Right.
So I've only recently just tried to tackle the idea of actually directing now. So it's most of the time I'm usually just worrying about shot composition, and not so much about performance.
Okay. And that leads us in, just before we run out of time actually, that leads us into a feature film you've been working on, an independent,
Yes.
called A Light in the Dark. So just briefly kind of tell us a little bit how that was for you and where the film is at.
That was interesting because you're involved with the project, you're the producer on it as well. So this was the project that basically said, if you're going to walk the walk, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. So this is the first opportunity to work with people that I hadn't necessarily worked with before. It's an entirely, it was a cast of unknowns that I didn't know from Boo. So it was a real challenge for me to come in and say, okay, I am the guy in charge as the director, and now I can actually try to put a vision that I have based on a script that I'm given and seeing if I can bring this thing to life to any sort of capacity. And it's been an awful lot of fun. We shot it in 2010. We finished all the principal photography, so now it's right now it's in post-production, and we're just trying to fine tweak it and get it to where we can make it a viable product and send it out to the masses. But I think what we got is something with a lot of heart and a lot of effort. You can definitely see, despite us not really having much of a budget to work with. It just shows, it's a real example of the amount of cooperation you can have just within a community of people who just want to do the work and be creative. And that is what I'd like to take away from the most, is just being part of that creative process and working with all the people that I got to work with. It was fantastic.
That's great. Well, thank you, Lee. Thank you so much for being on our first show of 2012 on Arts Talk Online, and we again continue to look forward to your film reviews.
Thank you.
We will be right back after this.
Ever since Vincent lost his position, he's been pretty angry.
Were you able to get off work tonight or not? 'Cause you keep dodging that one.
Go down tomorrow.
Go down.
How gay? Like, why do we even have school today? It's all just super stupid blocks of free time.
Who cares? It's Halloween, not Valentine's Day.
I hate the whole tradition. It's creepy and it invites a whole host of potential problems.
Vincent? What are you doing in there?
It's a surprise.
What was that? What is that?
Trick or treat, Brennan.
You've got it easy.
I don't. I never will. Never. They took everything from me.
This isn't gonna change anything.
Maybe not. But I can still take everything from them. And welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
Thanks so much to Lee Conrad. Again, he just loves film, all types of film. He just wants to be involved in it all the time.
You know what? So do I. Not to the same extent, but I do love film and have finally made it my goal this year to be 2 steps in. I even quit my job, and I'm just gonna
Wow, you've gone
go
right
for
into it.
Yeah, all or nothing.
You know, I just realized something. Actually, sitting at this table is great because I'm actually the same height as Jennifer, because it's constantly thrown around on this set about the vertically challenged issues that I encounter throughout the day. So
Yeah.
look at, I'm actually the same height. That's great.
Are you sitting on a phone book?
I'm not sitting on a phone book. I actually am, and you don't have big boots on, so that's helpful too. Let's talk about events.
I just have one event, and it's an ongoing event for January. They're filming a feature called I Think I Do, and it's a fairly big budget for what's comes through Edmonton, so keep an eye out for their trailers and everything that's going to be all over. I will be on set volunteering as a driver for the month, so I'm really quite excited for that. And I look forward to working with Dylan Pierce again. He's directing this one, and I worked with him on my first feature film in 2007, so yeah, I'm really excited.
Sounds like fun.
Thank you. What do you have?
We have Ice on White, which of course is on White Ave, January 12th to the 22nd. That is a great festival, a lot of snow sculptures, ice sculptures. There's an outdoor playground for the kids to do. Also the streetcar, if you've ever seen that, the streetcar will be running through Ice on White. So it runs from White Ave over the high level bridge to the legislative grounds, and then it comes back to White Ave, and that's free during the time of Ice on White, so make sure that you get to that.
Fun.
But guess what?
What?
We just had Lee Conrad on set, and now he's got a film review for us.
Yes, we're working him really hard today.
We are, so we're going to throw it right over to Lee Conrad. What do you got for us, Lee?
Thanks, Bill. Today on Movie Reflection, it's time to take a look at something a little different in the independent film department, Duncan Jones's Moon. This film stars Sam Rockwell in one of his most interesting roles he's had to date. He plays the role of astronaut Sam Bell, who works for Lunar Industries, mining Earth's primary source of energy, helium-3, on the far side of the moon. His only companion is the moon base's robot caretaker Gertie, voiced by Kevin Spacey. With 2 weeks to go on his 3-year contract with the company, Sam begins to feel some ill effects, which result in an accident with a lunar rover. Recovering back at the base, with no memory of how he got there, Sam is confronted by a younger version of himself who claims to be there for the same 3-year contract. Character exploration and intrigue ensue. The atmosphere and production design of the movie is reverent to other sci-fi classics like Alien and 2001: A Space Odyssey, and even though it was made on a small budget, the effects are astoundingly convincing. The split-screen compositions of Sam and his apparent clone are some of the best I've seen since Harold Ramis's Multiplicity. Fans of the British sci-fi comedy series Red Dwarf should have a good appreciation of this film. I can attest, because I'm one of them. The story is engaging, but not overwhelming for the viewer. No technobabble in this one. Rockwell really gets to play with the notion of what would happen if you met yourself. It's very cool to watch. The director, Duncan Jones, wrote the film specifically for Rockwell and tailored it to his strengths. So if you're a fan of Sam's work from movies like Galaxy Quest, Iron Man 2, Charlie's Angels, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, and The Green Mile, and you haven't seen this, then I implore you to do so. This is the first feature Jones got to direct, and his follow-up film, Source Code, was released last year. If you had a chance to see that and enjoyed it, then again, I would recommend checking out this movie on home video, whether it be video on demand, Netflix, DVD, Blu-ray, whichever. Jones is a writer and a director who knows how to tell good sci-fi, and it's refreshing to see something a little more original rather than a rehash or revisit to an already established franchise. If you're new to the genre, you can't go wrong with this movie. Go to the website at sonyclassics.com to learn more about the movie. With your movie reflection, I'm Lee Conrad.
Well, that sounds like an interesting film. It's an older film, but again, Lee suggests that we get out and see it. Moon.
I don't know where he comes up with these films. Where does he find them?
He's constantly watching films all the time, whether it's online or he's going out and buying DVDs. He's constantly watching films. Maybe Netflix, I don't know. So, coming up, Michelle.
Michelle Molyneux, I'm so excited that we've been trying to get her on the show for quite a while, and I'm so excited that she's finally here. She's a triple threat, I guess that's the best way to describe her. She's a pop singer and an actress, and she's gorgeous. So I'm pretty pumped to find out what's coming out for her in 2012. And yeah, here she comes.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Hi, welcome back to Arts Talk Online. We have Michelle Molyneux with us today. I'm so excited. The first time I met Michelle, I think, was on the set of Decoys.
Yeah.
And that was my first film experience too, and she was so wonderful to work with on set. So you've also been in Fear Itself, and that filmed in Edmonton, and you're a singer. So where does your 2012 goals lie? Are you looking to stay more towards music or film or both?
It's tricky. I want to do both. I love them both so much.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
I'd really like to do a music video in 2012. It's kind of nice. It kind of combines the two together.
That's a great idea. And I think you've done a music video before. I remember seeing one. Is that right?
Yes, I have. Never my own music video before, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so this will be the first one.
Nice. That'll be really exciting.
Yeah.
And I did get to see you perform at West Edmonton Mall this year, and it was wonderful to finally see her. And you also opened for the Pussycat Dolls when they were here at the River Cree Casino. That's really exciting. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was super fun. It was an amazing, surreal experience. Like, huge stage, just the energy was crazy.
Oh, I could imagine all the like screaming fans.
Yeah.
And did you get to meet the Pussycat Dolls?
A little bit briefly backstage. Actually, I shared a dressing room with one of them briefly.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was really cool.
Oh, that's super fun. And so 2012, do we have goals for events? Is there any place particular that you would like to perform?
Just want to kind of keep performing. I just love doing it, kind of anywhere, anything. It's so much fun.
Okay, wonderful. And rumor has it that you have a boyfriend in radio that's not playing you, Mr. I don't know if I can say Jake's name, but so I won't. But maybe we should try and get you on Virgin Radio this year. I like that.
I think maybe we'll have to see about that. Yeah, a little airplay would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are in school.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And rumor has it that you're finishing your second degree in education.
Yes.
Right? And you want to go into law?
Yeah.
Wow.
Keeps me a little bit busy, but
I can imagine. My boyfriend's brother and his girlfriend are both in the process of becoming lawyers, and it looks like so much work.
oh boy.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite a balance. But
Yeah.
I think you can do the challenge. That'll
I
be
hope
fun.
so. Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit crazy, and I wonder why I try to do everything, but keeps
Yeah.
things interesting. So.
Good. And entertainment law is what your goal is? Is that
I think
kind
so. Yeah, I'd like to kind of stay with everything that I'm passionate about. So it'd be really nice if I could combine it all.
Yeah, that would be great. You could do a music video where you are an entertainment lawyer.
That would be fantastic.
I like it.
A little bit of Legally Blonde.
That would be lovely. Oh my goodness, you would be so good at that. So you released 2 singles in 2011.
Yeah.
Can you tell us where we can find them and a little bit about that?
Both of the songs are available on iTunes for download, and you can also listen to them for free on Reverb Nation.
Oh, great.
So that's always good.
What's the web address for you? Do you know
So
that?
it's reverbnation.com/Michelle Molyneux.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And are we working on an album? Yeah?
Yes, definitely working towards that slowly but surely. And I think now I'm working with a couple of new producers, so I'm kind of looking towards a
Okay.
bit more of a dancey feel.
Nice.
So I'm going to experiment with that.
What are we looking at? What kind of dance would you say?
I don't even really know how to describe it. I just know it sounds really cool. It's definitely more like the up-tempo kind of, maybe a little bit farther from the radio sound.
Okay.
But they should still play.
Yes, you should, Mr. Ryan. And so how many songs is your goal for your album, would you say?
I want to start off with maybe 4. So it's sort of a solid EP, and then move into full length. So we'll kind of
Okay.
see what happens.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
And gearing up, filming Ladies' Night in February.
Yes.
That, I've read the script, sounds super fun. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
I'm really excited for Ladies' Night. We did a read-through a few months ago, and we're going to be filming in February. And it seems like it's going to be crazy.
It sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
imagine a bunch of drinking girls in one room just turning into a giggly mess of awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's interesting because it's very revealing and you don't expect things, so.
Oh, I like it. And
Yeah.
that was written by Amanda Bladen. Is she also directing it?
Yes, I believe she's co-directing and she's also going to be acting in it. She's
Oh,
a
wonderful.
very, very talented lady. So.
Wonderful. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have with Michelle today, but it was so awesome having you on the
Awesome.
show.
Well, thank you for having me.
finally making it
Yeah.
out to join us. So thank you very much, and that's all. Hi, welcome back. Thank you again so much, Michelle, for joining us today. It was such a pleasure having her on the show. She's got so much energy and she's so fun.
Yeah, so bubbly. Exciting to hear then when the new CD actually fully comes out.
Yes, yes. So remember to go online and take a look. You can either listen to her music for free on the website that she previously stated, or you can download it on iTunes. So I, of course, recommend iTunes.
And obviously she's talking about doing a music video, so we'll
Yes.
keep our eye out for that too in the upcoming months.
We'll keep you posted.
Well, thank you everybody. It's January 11th, 2012. As mentioned, our very first show of the new year. It's exciting to be back with Arts Talk Online. Remember, if you have anything coming up, any events, please email us at info@artstalkonline.com or visit the website at www.artstalkonline.com. And make sure you tell everybody to watch the show. We want to really get the viewership up this year.
Yes.
And we're going to have a lot of exciting guests as we move through 2012, so you don't want to miss the show every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Make sure that you tune in to Arts Talk Online. Thank you very much.
Have an awesome week, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
We'll see you next Wednesday, January 18th.